Next question. S&S Insurance says, total newbie here. I just ordered the press release. Not sure where to start as I'm clueless on what to do. Any advice would be great. This is awesome that you asked this question because I'm actually working on a little mini course for press releases for people that want to order, and not for SEOs, but for business owners. I mean, anybody will have access to it that they want, but it's I'm doing a little mini course for press releases for MGYB. In other words, a little mini course on trying to teach a layman, right, or a business owner, somebody that's not an SEO, how to get the most use and the best use, the most traction from press releases that you order from MGYB. And I'll have that done by next Tuesday for sure. Maybe even possibly will be available by next Wednesday for people to go download as a lead magnet or whatever. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to have it ready by Tuesday. I don't know if it'll be ready on Wednesday for public consumption. That said, I can give you a brief rundown on it because I was actually working on that presentation earlier today. In fact, it's over here. So I can show you that. I'm not kidding. I'm do-it-yourself press releases, leverage PR marketing for your business. So this will be both a presentation as well as, and some of that stuff hasn't been edited yet, but it will be a presentation that will be available as well as some videos. So it'll be like a little mini training course on how to get the best uses of press releases and then what to do next as well. So really a quick rundown on that is, first, have an understanding of what your keywords are that you want to promote, right? So your primary products and or services, or an event, if you're promoting an event, whatever you're trying to promote, you want to have a set of the keywords that you're looking to promote. And you want to submit that as the primary keyword for each one of the press releases. And so the press release writers, the writers that they're really good about creating brand plus keyword association. So if you submit the keyword that you want to be used as the primary keyword, they're going to create that. They're going to use the brand name and the keyword in the title, okay, which is very, very important. And then they're going to write about whatever it is that you instruct them to write about. And you can be as descriptive about how, like, you can tell them the tone that you want them to write it in. You can tell them certain things that you want them to highlight within the press release, or you can be vague. You can just say, here's the URL that I want you to promote. And they'll go look at the URL, also look at the brand, and they'll create a news angle story that they'll write a press release about. So it makes it easy for you guys. If you have something specific you want written about, add that in the writing description. If you don't, and you don't know how to create a newsworthy angle, don't worry about it, because that's what the press release writers do. So you can just submit a URL and say, this is the primary URL I want promoted. Write a story about it, right? And they'll figure out a way, which is why I love using it, because it takes the responsibility, right, off of us to come up with the angle all the time. They're really good about that. Once the press release is published, or you want to also link back to whatever you're primarily trying to promote. So for example, I like to, by the way, if you're new S&S Insurance, you can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/semantic mastery, and use the channel search feature. And you can even go to Google and search for press release or PR silo stacking or press release SEO, semantic mastery, something like that. And you can find a webinar. It's actually still on MGYB. If you go to the webinars tab on the mgyb.co website, you can take a look. I think that was the last webinar that we did, was PR silo stacking. And that'll give you a really good description. It was almost an hour, I don't know, 40-minute webinar or whatever, specifically about how to get the most uses out of, or the best use out of press releases. So again, you're going to want to have at least one URL that you're going to promote. You can have up to 3. I usually recommend only 2 URLs per press release, unless you're siloing press releases, in which case you'll have three target URLs that you're promoting within the press release, because you're going to be linking back to the previous press release within that silo. If all of this sounds foreign to you, just go check out that webinar that I just described, and in it will tell you exactly what we do to get really, really good results with press releases. And just an aside, to kind of a point to kind of reinforce this, is I was just talking in the mastermind 2 weeks ago when I did my last mastermind webinar about how I have a GMB asset. It was a lead gen asset that I hadn't done anything with. It was published about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago, but I never optimized it, never did anything to rank it. And I did 3 press releases in 1 week to push that GMB asset. and all it has is it's a GMB location, profile, and it's got a GMB website. It's not connected to a money site. The money site is the GMB website. And I did 3 press releases in a week, and the son of a bitch disappeared from Maps altogether for about 3 weeks. But then it popped after 3 weeks of it, like not even showing up. I thought it was doing a Google dance, but I've not seen one this drastic or this, significant of a Google dance to where it like literally the listing disappeared entirely from Google Maps. And then all of a sudden it bounced. When it popped into number 3, the C position in the Maps 3 pack from just 3 press releases in a week. Now those results aren't typical, but I'm just sharing that because it does show you that. And all I did was the PR silo stacking method, the same one that I'm suggesting you to go watch that webinar to learn the strategy. And it works, guys. It really does work. So that's what I would recommend is just first go look at that webinar. And then after you have, published the press release, it's always better to do like one press release isn't going to move the needle much, if at all. But when you start to do the silo stacking with press releases, you can do significant damage with that, and in a good way, right? And then from there, the next thing you can do is you do link building gigs to the press releases or to the organization page that we provide when you order a press release. That's something else. And embed gigs, you can do embed gigs as well, but don't link directly to your money site. Anybody, you want to comment on that? Anybody?
Dance is real, man. Right? We tell people 21 days. Actually, it's 20 days, but I tell people 21 days just to be sure they're clear of it. And then that's when you go and take a look at everything and you decide what to do. But it's very real. I don't know why more people don't talk about that. They just see rankings drop and then they go try to fix it and they make things worse instead of the result being better. You're just supposed to leave shit alone until, like you said, it just comes back and then you decide.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, like you said, for about 3 weeks, I haven't seen something that, drastic of a dance in quite some time, to be honest with you. And so I was a little bit nervous. I was thinking like, man, what the fuck's going on with this listing? And all I did was a handful of GMB posts to that listing over the course of those 3 weeks. And that was it, nothing else. And like I said, it popped. And when it did, it's in the number. In fact, I just got a lead from that today for sure, for tree removal in that particular city. So it's producing, and all it took was 3 press releases, which again is very, very powerful. So, and it used the exact same method I just mentioned. It was PR silo stacking. So just go watch that webinar. It's in the MGYB webinar archive, and it's PR silo stacking, and it works really, really well. Okay.